Ba, 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 ba. Hey. Right, so still being an absolute pain, but never mind. I shall wait until we get some people in and then show them. Right, very good evening, everybody. So, I've just watched a fantastic video, and I'm only halfway through it. And the video has a lad called Eric Weinstein, who's a physicist. And hey, good evening, John. Tea tonight is chicken and chips with some peas. Now, we're just going to wait for a few more people. Any relation to Harvey? No. This guy's a physicist, and Harvey, the other, there's a few people mentioned in the video, which is totally fascinating. But one little caveat, and it's this. It's 2 hours and 29 minutes long. Diary of a CEO. Right. It might be quiet tonight, Paul. You put half of your subscribers on the naughty step. Well, the thing is, Steve-O, I have to follow rules to be on YouTube. And people know I have to follow rules. And if people are turning around and putting daft, silly things in chat, I put them on a timeout. Sometimes that timeout is half an hour. Sometimes it's more. So, yeah. Cracking test match today. That's cricket, yes? Test match? Cricket? I tried cricket a long, long time ago. It's gonna make you laugh, or it should do. I've got the pads on, I've got the gloves on, I've got the cricket bat, and back then we didn't have the helmet. And kid comes running up, and he chucks. And when he chucked, it bounced and went. I could actually feel it go past my face. And I went, no, this is not for me. Threw the bat down, went through the process of undoing the leggings, gloves, and went, nah, I am not having any of this. And I went to do golf instead. So, Jay, you put me on a timer because I said you disrespected your subscriber. What I'm going to tell you is this. I don't swear. Ever. And I'm always respectful to people. As long as that person is respectful to me. And when I put somebody in a timeout, if you're unlucky, some people are unlucky. But if I put you in a timeout, it's because there is no moderator in. And I'm putting you on a timeout. Sometimes it's going to be 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll be 20 minutes. And if you're really unlucky, it's 24 hours. So it's just the way the cookie crumbles. But I'm going to say something to you, right? I began a journey. YouTube is a journey. Yeah. And part of that journey is, what's that? It's expansion. Because you could start here and you go out. And that's what YouTube is. It's never going to make you a millionaire. No. But it'll make you comfortable throughout the rest of your life. Now, what I'm going through is adult learning. That's why this is education. Yeah. Now, in this education, we are doing artificial intelligence. Now, the reason why I'm late tonight is my neighbor has just dropped these off. And as he dropped them off, we got on to chatting. And part of the chat was WX network, which is going to be massive. You think the main money is in the apps? No. That's going to be like chicken feed. The main thing is going to be in the assets. Now, when that time comes, probably September, October, the videos, when they go live, those videos will have right at the front. So the second that YouTube says you are live, you get a financial disclaimer straight up. Now, what we got? How does one become a moderator? You ask. Certain people have asked, but I will say this. A moderator is a person that has my back. Yeah. And as this channel grows, moderators will get paid. GBP. David, good evening, Mr. G and Henry. Equal temper. Paul, we want to hear your thoughts on Hugo Ekiteke. Possible? It is possible. But here's the thing for you. What do you think? Do you think he will come and play for Newcastle United? Because at figures being bounded around, figures in the region of, I could be wrong at this, but 86 million to 90 million. Are Newcastle United going to go for that? Yes or no? I would love somebody young, just like him, but will it happen? That depends on the paymasters. And who are the paymasters? Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. It's got nothing to do with Jamie and the Reuben brothers' fortune because they've got 15%. Public investment fund, they have 85%. So it's up to them. Are they willing to break the wage structure? Because that's what you got to think about when you're talking about Hugo Ekitike. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'd love to see him at Newcastle United, but will it happen? Is the main point. And while we're talking about Newcastle United, they've just flown out today on a little mission. The only one that's not there is Alexander Isak. Maybe having a bit of a rest. So what else we got? Benny is a moderator. Yes, he is. But Benny is skating on thin ice. And he knows that. Because moderators, you got to have my back. So, what else we got? They have put a bid in. Got you. 90 million, that's nearly a third of a 350 million war chest, says Inu. Well, do you know, the way I see it is this. Newcastle United, there's a lot of fans a little bit angry. And they are angry with good cause. Here's an example. Just one example. It was said by those in power, we are going to have a decision, and that decision is going to be early 2025. Early 2025. You look at the calendar, I can look at the bottom here, which says 14th of the 7th of 2025. Yeah? So we're not early. No, we're not. We're not even middle. Why is that? We're not even middle because we're in the 7th month. There's only 12 months in a year. Yeah? And we're already 14 days into the 7th month. Are we staying at St. James's Park? Or are we moving? Who knows? The little pixie sitting in the corner. So yeah. Right. Good evening, Abe. I think that's how you pronounce your name. And no, your time out has finished. Just behave. Yeah, that's all I'm asking. Behave. So what I want to talk to you about is this. Between now and the 29th, how many days we got? Please, how many days we got? You've got until I come back with a drink. 1 second. Right. So how many days we got? He's going to. Is he going to count in his head? Any updates on the demo? Not yet. And there's a reason. Because last week and a bit, I have been giving instruction, testing, instruction. Very, very boring. But it has to be done. I can't pronounce that name. But there's somebody in chat with a smiley face saying evening. So very good evening back. That tree is growing wild, Paul. Some said it was CGI. Are you talking about that? Yeah? That one there. There's two. There's not one, there's two. That plot over there had 5 lucky bamboo. 1 died. And that one there has 1, 2, 3, 4. That one has 5. So there's 2. One is growing like it's getting close to the ceiling. So what I'm going to have to do when it gets to the ceiling is it's sitting on, you know them nest of tables you can get? The solid wood ones. Well, that's sitting on a nest. And the other one where the bird cage was, that's sitting on the no, it's not the largest, the next largest, and if I'm sitting on the settee, that is the biggest part of the nest of tables, but it's the same thing. Right, what we got? Have you realised that Claude can't make your back end yet? I'm not happy with Claude. Who was saying that? Jay. I'm not happy with Claude at the moment. That's honest. Reason why, I was doing something and it said, its exact words was, you need to upgrade your plan. And I thought, hold on a second here. You're asking me to upgrade, pay money, and you haven't even finished the task. So I was like, not having that. See, here's the thing for you. Years and years ago, I drove a bus in Newcastle. I didn't just drive one bus, 2 bus, 3 bus, 4. No. I went through every number in the depot. Now, being a bus driver, if I did half a route and didn't do the rest of the route, what would happen? Golden bamboo is the best. I'll take your word for it, David. So, Callum Smith. Well, that's a funny one, isn't it? Paul, someone said your address is on the internet. Do you know? Yeah. There's a thing for you. I want you to all soak this in. When you do YouTube, yeah, you're watching YouTube right now, correct? Yeah, you're watching me. There's 12 of you here with 2 of them, 2 legs. Yeah, there's 12 of you. You're watching my channel. When you get past 1,001, YouTube classes you as a business. And the business rate is set at a certain figure. So if you do video, and people watch those videos, you get watch time, etc. Yeah. But if you each month, of every single month, you hit the target, you get paid. And as I said quite a few times, I'm not sure how many times I've said it, but grow, expand. So yeah, it's completely different. You're on a free plan. You are advised of the limits before using Claude. When I first went to Claude, there was Claude 3.5 and 3.7. 3.7 was the deep thinker. Now, today, we have Claude 4 and Claude Opus. But as Christian of We Are No Code has said quite a few times, when you're doing AI, you have to be strict. You have to tell it this instruction and nothing else. Otherwise, it goes off on a... The best way of putting it is a hippie experience from the 60s. And it hallucinates. Another one which did the same thing was Bolt.new. Oh, now one thing I can tell you is this. Since January of 2025, I've seen many different forms, many different fellow YouTube channels also explaining. And some of them have explained you got to be very strict when you're doing something, which is one of the reasons why with Lovable, I said, what you're building needs to look professional. And it doesn't. So we went through 21 days to change things. Right, what else we got? You must be raking it in. Well, currently there are 2,300 videos My target is 3,000. Some of those are 10 minutes, some are 20. We have today had 58 minutes this morning. Today, tonight, we are on 25 minutes. Now, you won't see the adverts because you're in a live, but when I share it, they will see the adverts. And yeah. So the things which have to be right. The .org has to be spot on. The .co.uk also has to be bang on. And then we move to the next, because those are already, they will be live and they will remain live 2037. Okay, what we got? So David is saying, will you be viewing offices this month? I've already viewed. I've got some offices which are opposite the Magistrates Court in the city of Nottingham. There's a lot of offices there. There is office space straight across from Broadmarsh bus station. Office space there. From the court here, bus stations here, so you got office space there, and to this side there is a very old building which is not looking the best, but it's empty. And further up towards Market Square, I think that's what they call it, there are 7 to 10 different places, all available. The biggest one, which is going to be flats or apartments, is Debenhams. So, what else we've got? Road Dog, please delete your comment now. 30 seconds. I'm watching. Thank you. There's a reason. YouTube's watching too. Yeah, those high up. So, what else is, what else? Why Nottingham? I live here. That's simple. Would you want me to jump in the car at 4 o'clock in the morning on a Monday morning and zoom up the M1, grab a coffee at Weatherby Services and race up the A1 to Newcastle every day? It ain't gonna happen. So one is going to be in Nottingham, and the second, that's going to be in Newcastle. Yeah. So David is saying, what is your rental budget for the first year of leasing? Well, I'm talking to somebody who is an expert. Well, actually, there's 4 experts, and one of them's my neighbour. And what everything starts off is online. Then it goes from online to remote, i.e. people working at home. And as the income goes from here to here, then we move to the next phase. That is looking at a place, let's say Broadmarsh bus station, which has plenty of office space, which is bright and airy. Inquire by ringing the number and saying how much per month or how much per year. Then putting people in there, and then future expansion is looking for somewhere close by and build up again. And one thing I will be doing is going into Upper Parliament Street, where Department of Works and Pensions office is, and going, there is a list. That's what I want. And they're pretty good at doing what they do. So I give them a list and they do the interview and people come and start. So what else we got? Will you be signing a lease under a new limited company? Well, that's one of the things that has to happen before August, is going online and registering too. That's going to cost 27 quid. And then they send you a letter with an ID number, and then it's a case of put in for an office, and in between that and putting in for the office is putting an amount of money into WX. Once that money's in WX, move forward. Right, what else we got? The landlord will be asking a large deposit as it's a startup business. Just be prepared. Yeah, I am prepared for that. Yep. Paul, Stevie G is saying, Paul, in all seriousness, why are you going down this path instead of getting a regular job? Because it's creating work. That's the main point. It's creating 25 rules that didn't exist. And those 25 rules will exist. So if I go into the job centre and I say, I'm signing off, I want to go and drive a bus. Yeah. I go up and like that, and I go and drive a bus. Yeah. Dead easy to do. But if I go into the job centre and I say, I've got a list, I want you to look at that list, and this is where the list is for. They're going to look at that and they're going to go, right, so he needs people to man the telephones. He needs people with sales experience. He needs cleaners, etc. Each of those people who come into the job centre are going to receive that. So they're going to come in thinking, right, I'm moving from one job to another. What have you got? So they can turn around and say, this, brand new. Right, Chippers. Very good evening. Right, okay. I did warn people, and some people are just dumb. Bye. You see, this is part of the thing. And here's another thing. People have turned around and said, this year, this coming August, the 16th, 17th weekend, will I be doing X, Y, and Z? Now, we've got 19 people here. Sorry, we did have 19. We've got 18 people here, and we've only got 4 of them. So can we, in the next 30 seconds, address the thumbs up, as it costs you that? Exactly, costs you that. Now, people turned around and said about going into Europe to follow Newcastle United. It's going to cost money. Big money. Flight, hotel, and you already know about that, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. You already know about that. So that's one. To do what I'm going to do through 25-26 season, there's going to be 2 of them and that. Now, one thing I've got to do is I have to pay the new membership for the new season. Get my ticket so I can come up for games at St James's Park. And we're going into Europe. That means you've got to buy a ticket to fly to wherever it is. Then watch the match. But it's not just about watching the game. It's about showing you where I am, wherever it may be. Spain, Italy, wherever. So that's all to come. So what we got? Stevie G, you've put a comment. Then get a job. What do you think I'm trying to build, Stevie? What do you think I'm honestly trying to build? You see, when you look at YouTube, yeah, here's an example for you. Just one tiny example. There's a lad who lives that way. Yeah, Leicester. Now, this lad who lives in Leicester did, was it 2 or 3 jobs? And what he did in his spare time, he'd take a smashed car and he'd fix it using one of them. Right? He'd fix the car and then he'd buy another one, fix that one. And what he did, he bought 1, 2, 3 properties, span them round, and the cars. Now, Matt Armstrong BMX has 5 million subscribers. 5 million. 2 channels. So when you turn around and you say, Stevie G, yeah, get a job. What YouTube pays is not fantastic. No, it's not. It never will be fantastic. But I can tell you this. I set targets which I give to Lovable and to the other. I set targets, strict targets. 10,000, 100,000, 500,000, and 1 million. And I'm going to hit those targets. Whether you believe or whether right now, this moment at 13 minutes past 8, whether you are rolling across your floor in absolute hysterics. I'm going to hit those targets. So you've got a choice. And this is one of the things when I was watching YouTube since 4 o'clock, Diary of a CEO. You can either believe or you don't. It's your choice. If you believe, then what might happen between now and Christmas, because we're in summer, it's hot as hell, because I'm sweating. Look, see? I'm sweating buckets, which is why this isn't vodka, it's water. Oh, and I'm going to have to top it up again with a 2-litre bottle of water that's in the fridge. But if you don't believe, I can't help you. Because the one thing I said, and I said this to Thomas. Thomas is a lad from Sunderland. I asked him what the core was. Did his core align with my core? And the answer is no. Because it's not about, and it never was, about the money. No. You see, teaching isn't about the money. When a teacher goes into a classroom, they're not bothered to the fact that what they received, their wage. They go in the classroom with a mission to say to the young minds, this is what you can do. Now, if you look back from now to where I was at 800 subscribers, what's changed? What's changed? Right, what we got? There are some people you're just not going to listen, Steve-O. You're just not going to listen. It's Steve G. You're not going to listen. So, with you, you either in actual fact, here's the thing for you. Sleep on this tonight. Why are you here? You see, what I'm trying to do is very soon I'm going to have my new shirt. It's the hoop version, but it's coming. Now, that's for the 17th of August. So that when I come on to do a live, what I'm also going to do in the live is I'm going to put a link. And that link is for you. But if you don't believe, do you deserve to go into a box? Do you? See, that's what you've got to weigh things up. You know, I mean, when I was saying to you people, I am doing this course, the Udemy. Very, very angry at Udemy. Extremely angry. Because, as I said to their assistant, adult learning is not for 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year. It's for the rest of your life. It didn't happen. Right. Jeremy thought it was about building yourself a retirement fund. Well, the retirement fund is going to come through WX Network. And WX Network is worth 50 times, if not 1,000 times, what these apps will ever make. Let that sink in. Steve G, it's a case of being realistic. Yeah, I am being realistic. I have set targets which are realistic. And within the targets are certain things. I don't tell you everything. I don't show you everything. I never do. And that is what you call smart sense. Because if I show you everything, like Thomas, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Sunderland Nation. As I said this morning, on the 11:30. Before 2024, Sunderland Nation didn't exist. There we go. So what we got here, Lardo. Do you realise how broken is? It is. But it's going to get fixed. Because it has something that I put there. And yeah, there's bits and pieces that do need polishing. Yeah, you're right. But that will get done. Pond is saying you can't grow your audience if you ban the second they say something you disagree with. No, what I'm trying to get across to you is certain people come up with certain terms. Classic example. Classic. So pin your ears back. Okay. Mid-August. Late August. St. James's Park. Everybody is coming up to the stadium from everywhere. You see me and you come up to turn around and speak to me. Do you turn around and go, "Oi! Oh!" Or do you turn around and you come up with me and turn around and say, "Hiya, I'm one of your subscribers. Is it A or is it B?" Because if it's A and you're going to come up and shout and bawl and all the rest, I don't want to know. You're going to come up and speak to me like a human being, not something you just stood in. What a dog has just dropped out of its backside, then it's two different ways. Yeah? And that's my point. When you're in chat, yeah, eventually, come August, there's going to be boxes on screen where whatever you say, everybody in chat can hear and can see you. That's how we're going to move forward. And maybe April, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 moderators. And those moderators will earn from people donating in Super Chat. So that's what you're getting. But like I said, there are two different kinds of people. There are those who, I just want to do this. And there are people who just turn around and say, pleased to finally meet you. I've gone through the streets of Newcastle en route to St. James's Park. I've been in the Dog and Parrot, the bar that is in the gate, Strawberry, Shiraz, and people have turned around and went, pleased to meet you. Finally met you face to face. And I'll speak to you, and if I've got like a picture or something like that, and you want it signed, There you go. That's how Geordies work. Now, what else we got? If I met you in person, I'd shake your hand and still tell you you need to get yourself a proper job. Okay, Steve. Okay. You can't please everybody. That's what my nana always said to us. You will never, ever please everybody. Fair enough. When you next come to St James's Park, bring a foldable pasting table. You could lay your merch out and then get some sales that way. No. 75% said no merch. So I have to abide by 75% of you said no. Jeremy, what has happened to the NUFC NFTs? They're sitting in a folder. And the folder is I have the complete first team squad, and I also have is it 12 or 15 images to change. Beg my pudding. Blunted! I managed to download my 3 Eve today. Did you know? Wow. Well done. Oh, let me just say one thing. Right. This might surprise you. Now, Blunted, it's on about 3 ETH. Yeah. 3 ETH current price is going to be 9 grand, give or take. Yeah. Now, I've got a video of this. You'll have to look for it, but I have a video of this. BTC mining. And that is still where it was when the machine died. And that will stay there until at least 2037. It won't be cash. Because I expect the price to jump. Now, as Blunt Ted was just on about there, 3 ETH. Well, ETH is bigger than BTC. Much bigger. Its price, I would expect by 2030, if not before, ETH to be 10,000. So people who turn around and say, oh, done this and done that and done the other, yeah, you're cashing out when you shouldn't. But that's your choice. Right. Why do you think 75 people said that? I don't care. Do you understand? Don't care. Because I've got a plan, and that plan will go from probably September through until 2030. Well, David, we did a poll. The poll said 75% didn't want him. So don't look at me to blame. 75% of you said you weren't interested. And we have Benny Harvey. And Benny's doing his DJ act. You know what it is, right, Benny? I've got somebody investigating Circle Nottingham. Somebody. And I'm waiting to hear back from them as to when this and this get fixed. Because one of the things about this and this, I've got two, not one, I've got two bags of golf clubs. They are not anything expensive. One of the bags, the Dunlop bag, was £30. The other one, can't remember how I got the other one. But neither of them are expensive. And as I used to say to drivers when I was on the buses, and some of them would turn around and say, "Oh, what's your handicap, Paul, getting on the golf course?" And it was, because 6 days a week. How many days are in a week? 7. So, yeah. Well, Benny, that's why there's an investigation into Circle Nottingham. You hit the nail on the head. Because David's saying the golf story. Well, my golf story was well over 100. Yeah, well over 100 to 90. It was 91, I think, the last game I played. There are plenty of jobs which do not require. Yeah, there is. Including what's going to happen with CKNU and Geordie Nation. David saying, I bet you spend most of your time on the beach on the golf course. I don't believe there's a beach on a golf course. You mean the what again? What are they called? Trying to think. But I watched a few others and their technique of scooping it. I got pretty good at scooping it. Yeah. But, like I said, No, they have a certain bunkers. That's what it is. It's bunkers. Some of those bunkers in some of the places, solid. Absolutely solid. There's a golf course near Concert, and it's the only golf course I've ever come across where you skim, you bend over like that, and you got to hit a bit right here. If you don't hit that bit, you're in trouble. And yeah, went there one day, didn't like it, but plenty of others. But I haven't done golf for a long, long time. Right. Even Bezos and Zuckerberg had jobs while they were starting their business. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Squid Games. That is a fictional thing out in Far East. We're not in the Far East. So there we go. Bulwell Hall. No. There are 4 golf clubs very close by. One's blooming expensive, but yeah. And that's why Circle Nottingham is being investigated. Now, guess what? Let's have a little check. Right, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We have 15 days. 15 days. And in that 15 days, stacks of things have got to happen. Yeah. Calendar. Now, thank you all for coming in. And I'll try and post as much in the next 15 days before D-Day. And what I'll say to you all is this. Like I said to Stevie G before, you either believe or you don't. That's your choice. Now, I will speak to you all in the morning and we'll carry on. And there's lots of things between now and the 15th day to happen. So you all have a fantastic evening. A broken record. DJ, spin them decks. Anyway, thanks for everybody for coming in and see you all tomorrow. Much more things to come. Thanks for coming in.